Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
I love my hairdo.
Yeah, man. So I took a look at the box office numbers because I said on Monday it's going to change. And I got to tell you, I got to give some bad news because it looks like now officially the foreign numbers are done with Avengers Endgame. We only got a couple 100,000 reported today, so it jumped up where it's 2,713 still, but it's 912,000 instead of 202,000. So we are not going to get anything significant in the foreign numbers anymore.
We're not going to be able to beat Avatar.
No, the only way it could beat Avatar is if it survives in the top 10 until Spider-Man. Because here's what's going to happen. If it remains in the top 10 by July 1st, if you remember what happened with Captain Marvel got 3 extra lives for 3 weeks worth of stuff because Avengers Endgame was connected to Captain Marvel. So Captain Marvel made like, what, 10 million extra or something like that? So if Avengers could survive till July 3rd, it will be bumped back up to the top 5 because people are going to go watch Avengers Endgame to make sure they can lead right into Spider-Man. So then we'll have another month at least. But again, what
I don't. Like? It may go till it may drop to 9, but I don't see it lasting.
I know it's hard to tell, man. We're only 75 million away, man, and obviously we're gonna get at least 11 million this week. Okay, so it's gonna be 64 million away, and then it's probably gonna be like, I would say, that it will be like about 60, maybe 55 million away, but it's going to get close. I mean, because
it comes out in July. If it came out in maybe mid-June, I would say yes.
I'm just hoping it hangs in there. But
the fact that Spidey comes out in July, and we have all these other movies that are coming out, which will each week it gets bopped 1 or 2. Basically, 2. I'm going to basically 2 to 3 down.
Yeah,
it's number 9 is probably where it's going to stop.
I'm not going to count it out yet. I'm not going to say it's totally done. I'm just going to say that there's a chance. It's a very slim chance. It's a gamble. If it can survive to July 3rd, it will get the recognition. It will boost back up from where it's at to like within the top 5, and then it will stay there for 3 weeks. But the thing is, can it get, like, the main thing it has to be is probably we'll get 15 million out of it, right? With those 3 weeks or something. But it's got to try to do some business this week, next week. I mean, and I don't think it's gonna. I mean, I think X-Men Dark Phoenix is gonna knock it on its butt.
Yeah.
But then again, what if it does?
That's the next movie people are going to be waiting for.
We think maybe it wouldn't come in the top 10, like to number 1, because we thought Godzilla, and we're wrong. I mean, I don't get it.
I still would love to know the news on that. Why it didn't.
I have no idea. I was like 100% wrong. I don't know what happened. We're not perfect, but this is the example of us being wrong about a movie. I mean, the foreign numbers are not there. I mean, 130 million is garbage compared to the fact that China alone for Avengers made over 600 million and different things. It's like, that's their guy, Godzilla. Why is that going nuts over there? And it's not. I'm looking at it. It's like, but you know what though? The numbers that I have, it's not released everywhere yet. That's interesting.
Where's it not released yet?
Well, it's not released in Japan, which that will make it money. It's not released. Let's look at this for a minute. I mean, I got to ask Chris about this because look, it's not released everywhere. This is a small portion. This is a very small portion.
Yeah.
So where? Look, I don't want to compare it to. I'm just going to show you Avengers Endgame, right? I want to see why. Hold on. Let's get to Avengers, right? And Scott,
does it have a release date for those other ones, or is it
Scott, let me just show you. There's so many countries like for it to be in, right? Look, I have to scroll down this is all the countries. Like it's not even hardly anywhere Godzilla.
Yeah.
So now I have to question, well, when is it going to be released everywhere else? Because look at this, Scott. There's a lot of countries now. Where is Godzilla for these things? They're not there. So I have to ask Chris because maybe it's not released everywhere. Has to be not released. Like Godzilla, maybe is a later release date. Let me look this up because that could be the factor.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like too. It's like okay, granted, it's not released every year. Then when does it come out? Unless those countries have one of those have to have
6 months later
that's going on and they can't. And until this certain event.
All right, I got a list.
That's when they can release them.
Oh, I got a list. Okay. All right. So for some reason, they're saying June 1st, June 4th, June 5th, June 14th, June 21st. But it's not saying anything like it's going to be released in Japan. Why not? Why not? I think we don't have the full numbers here. I'm going to have to go to another site because I don't understand why. Japan would make it money too, right?
Yeah.
Where in the UK it was just released on the 29th. But we're not getting that. We're not getting those numbers. Unless they're just holding it back till Wednesday. Let me just see why this is. I want answers. Something stinks. Something doesn't make sense. All right, so that's weird. It doesn't even have the UK. So that's weird. Where are these countries? Like, why isn't it? Something's wrong. I have to ask Chris because I wasn't aware that. I thought it was released everywhere already. If it hasn't, then there's your 100 million or whatever.
There it is. That's why.
There it is. But then, will it do that though? Release that late? So I don't know. I have to ask Chris now because now that paints a whole different picture because we're at what 130. If that's another 150 million or whatever. Then we'll be at. I mean that would probably change the tide a little bit, you know.
Big time.
We're gonna find out this week. I have to talk to Chris about that. Again, stuff is coming out there today. Oh, that the Russos are doing Magic the Gathering series for Netflix. That's their next. That's their next project.
Oh no!
People going nuts over that. People like that. You know?
I never could get into that.
I mean, neither. Yeah.
Of course, I never could get into Dungeons and Dragons either. The closest thing I've gotten into when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons is a Saturday morning cartoon, and I've got two little toy figures, Milk the Elf and the Shambling Mound, or whatever it was called.
Oh my God, Call of Duty. The Call of Duty games are ditching the zombie mode. Why? That's like the best thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's stupid. How stupid are you to do that? So Modern Warfare will not have zombies in it. You are out of your effing mind. That's dumb. That's a failure right there. That's dumb. Dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, Connor sent me that trailer of Ford versus Ferrari. That was with Christian Bale. Did you see it? That looks like a good movie.
I keep seeing and I just keep shifting over it. So
that looks like a good movie. That looks like something I might want to see. Besides, like all these big movies, you know. Okay, so what else do we have to talk about? Let's just see. Aladdin. I mean, that movie is making. You know, Chris is saying that they consider it a failure. But it's still making monstrous numbers. Like,
but it's probably not making the money which they wanted.
They probably wanted $1 billion, Scott. Like Beauty and the Beast. They wanted $1 billion. It's not going to make $1 billion.
No. Because it's probably just like what's happening with it. They won't consider a Hellboy failure, but their money expense is like like, okay, it's got to make not only back its money it made, but it's got to make 2 to 3 times that, so that way the marketing can be paid, and all these other, and distributions can be made.
Right.
Because you got to start subtracting all those costs.
Yeah. All right. I guess that's it for now. No news, not that much news today so far. And we'll be back maybe later, maybe tomorrow. All right. Thank you, Scott. Take care. Bye.